Okay, so real talk. Have you ever seen those ads? You know, the ones that make money online in your pajamas and been like, sign me up.
Oh, yeah, the allure of easy money. It's pretty tempting.
Super tempting.
Yeah.
So tempting that I may or may not have clicked on a few, hoping to figure out how to, turn my cat videos into a cash cow.
Uh, yes, the dream of turning cat videos into a fortune. It's a classic. But the funny thing is, instead of fading away, these myths just seem to multiply faster than a litter of internet famous kittens.
Exactly. And that's why we're diving into this video today. It's all about busting those too good to be true, shiny, make money online myths and giving us a realistic look at what it actually takes to build an online business that, actually lasts.
It's like, imagine this. You're at a party, right? And this video, it's like that friend who pulls you aside and whispers, "Hey, that punch, yeah, it's spiked with bad advice." They're like, "Come over here. I'll show you where the real wealth is hidden." And spoiler alert, it involves more than just liking your own posts.
Okay, I love that. So what does our wise friend have to say? Well, the video kicks off by talking about the huge gap between the promises made by, those gurus flaunting their Lamborghinis and the reality of building a business, like from the ground up. We're talking about information overload, scams everywhere, and expectations so high they need their own, like, Everest expedition.
It's like they're handing you a treasure map to, I don't know, El Dorado, but they forget to mention it's actually a map to your local thrift store.
Uh-huh. Okay, that is both hilarious and painfully accurate. And you know what? The creator of the video actually gets real about their own experiences with drop shipping and affiliate marketing. They talk about those setbacks, the frustrations, the moments where they probably wanted to just chuck their laptop out the window.
Right, and it's so refreshing, isn't it, to hear that honesty? Because it reminds us that even those people who are now, sipping champagne on yachts probably started out by spilling instant ramen on their keyboards. Like, we've all been there.
Oh, for sure. And that's where this idea of a learning curve comes in.
Yeah.
It's like the digital version of, tripping over your own feet when you're learning to walk. You might stumble, you might fall, but eventually you get it.
Exactly, and just like with walking, the key is to keep practicing, keep learning, and don't be afraid to adjust your steps, or in this case, adjust your strategies as you go along, because the digital world, well, it's constantly changing, which means that get-rich-quick scheme you saw, yeah, it might be totally outdated before you even finish typing in your credit card number.
So instead of chasing after those shiny shortcuts, the video says, "Hey, let's take a more methodical approach." And they go on to break down different online business models like affiliate marketing, drop shipping, creating digital products, which seem to be everywhere these days, and even online courses that, well, teach you how to do all of the above.
Right, but here's what's really cool. The video doesn't just throw a menu at you and say pick one. It actually, it encourages you to think critically about which model actually aligns with your goals, your skills, and let's be real, your current level of patience.
It's like going to a fancy restaurant and the chef personally comes out and walks you through the menu, helping you choose the dish that's, not only delicious, but also fits your dietary restrictions and your emotional state. Like, are you feeling adventurous today? Or
Mhm.
are you more in a comfort food mood?
Exactly. So speaking of delicious options, one that really caught my eye is Kindle publishing. I know, you're probably thinking, me, of published author, I barely have time to read the cereal box in the morning.
Wait, you read cereal boxes?
Um, Sometimes. The nutritional information can be surprisingly captivating.
Okay, that's fair.
Anyway, the point is, the video breaks down how Amazon KDP, that's Kindle Direct Publishing, makes it surprisingly easy for, anyone who wants to become an author.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more. Like, how easy are we talking? I don't know, could I publish a cookbook filled with my grandma's secret recipes, even if the secret ingredient is always a pinch of love?
Absolutely. And the best part is you don't have to deal with the traditional publishing world, all those gatekeepers and literary snobs who, well, let's just say they wouldn't know a good story if it bit them on their lack of
So
imagination.
there's hope for my grandma's pinch of love cookbook. After all, maybe I can finally afford that yacht I've been dreaming of.
Well, hold on, let's not get ahead of ourselves. The video lays out a scenario though. It's pretty enticing, but it's also realistic. Let's say you publish your book, right?
Yeah.
And you price it at like $9.99. If you sell just 100 copies a month, which is, one book a day, you could make around $350 after Amazon takes its cut.
Okay, not bad. That's enough for a decent supply of ramen noodles, maybe even with some extra shrimp flavoring.
Exactly. But remember, to really sail the high seas of Kindle publishing, you need more than just a manuscript. You need some marketing savvy, a sprinkle of creativity, and maybe, just maybe, a dash of that pinch of love your grandma uses so liberally.
Speaking of reaching a wider audience and maybe, going viral, the video also talks about YouTube, which is kind of like the modern day Coliseum.
Hmm.
Creators are battling it out for views, subscribers, and that coveted algorithm favor.
Oh yeah, the gladiatorial arena of online entertainment. But don't worry, the video equips you with the knowledge to survive. It stresses how important it is to understand those key metrics. Those codes that determine if your channel is going to thrive or just fade away.
We're talking about CPM and RPM, right? Those acronyms always sound like they belong to some secret society of internet marketers.
Yeah, exactly. So CPM, or cost per mil, is, well, imagine like this. It's the entry fee advertisers pay to get their ads in front of 1,000 pairs of eyeballs that are, glued to your videos. So it's basically how much your channel could earn, but it's not the whole story.
So what's the other half of this mystery equation?
RPM, revenue per mil. And that's the actual treasure you get to keep after YouTube takes their cut. It's the gold you get to stash away after the platform's tax collectors have, had their share.
Okay, so it's like CPM is the gross income and RPM is the net income. Got it. But what actually affects those numbers? Is it all about the views, or is there some secret formula that only the YouTube Illuminati know about?
Well, there's no secret handshake or anything like that. But there are, strategies you can use to boost both your CPM and RPM, and it all starts with, really understanding your audience.
So it's not just about making videos. It's about making videos that people actually want to watch,
Right.
right? The kind of videos that turn casual viewers into loyal subscribers and maybe even, I don't know, customers for your future merchandise line, like Keen Gladiator Cats t-shirts.
Exactly. Figuring out who your niche is, what they like, and making content that they're actually interested in is, well, it's super important if you want to build an engaged audience, the kind of audience that advertisers are actually willing to pay good money to reach.
Okay, so audience is key. But what about the content itself? Are there certain types of videos that do better than others? Should I be making these epic cinematic masterpieces or hilarious cat-themed skits? Or, I don't know, educational deep dives like this one?
Well, there's no magic formula, but the video does emphasize creating high quality, engaging content, the kind that keeps people coming back for more. Think of it like offering a digital buffet. There's something for everyone, but, it still has your unique style and personality.
So a little bit of everything, but with a dash of me and a healthy serving of those gladiator cats.
Exactly. But, with so much content on YouTube, like every second, how do you make sure your videos don't just get lost?
Yeah, it's easy to get buried in the digital abyss.
Right. And that's where optimization comes in. It's understanding how that YouTube algorithm works, using the right keywords,
Ugh.
writing catchy titles and descriptions, and even those little thumbnails, those tiny images, they can make a huge difference.
So it's kind of like a strategic game of digital chess where every move you make affects how your content is discovered and ranked.
You got it. It's about understanding the rules of the game, anticipating, your opponent's moves, the algorithm, and then outsmarting them with your creativity and your strategy.
Okay, I'm starting to feel like a digital warrior armed with knowledge and ready to conquer the YouTube arena. But let's be honest, building a successful YouTube channel takes more than strategic thinking and cat videos.
Right. It takes consistency, persistence, and a willingness to adapt, to, evolve as the platform changes. It's about treating your channel like a real business.
Yeah.
Analyzing data, experimenting with different formats, and always putting your audience first.
So it's a marathon, not a sprint. A journey filled with those ups and downs, those triumphs and cat videos that go viral and cat videos that don't. Not every video can be a star.
Exactly. But every step you take, every video you make, every lesson you learn, it's all part of the journey. It's part of the experience that shapes you as a creator, as an entrepreneur.
This is all starting to sound a lot less like get rich quick and a lot more like get good, then get going, which honestly feels a lot more sustainable and a lot less like a recipe for burnout. But before we get too deep into the philosophy of it all, let's talk about those get rich quick schemes that just seem to lurk around every corner of the internet.
Oh yeah, those digital sirens always luring in unsuspecting dreamers with promises of like instant wealth and overnight success. But as we've seen, the reality of building an online business that actually lasts is a bit more, well, it's a bit more nuanced than that.
Totally. It's like comparing a microwaved meal to a gourmet feast. Sure, that microwave dinner might be like quick and easy, but it lacks the depth, the flavor, the satisfaction of something that's been carefully crafted.
And just like those tempting but ultimately disappointing microwave dinners, get rich quick schemes often just leave you feeling, well, empty, frustrated, and maybe even a little bit scammed. So how can our listeners avoid these traps? Like what are the red flags they should look out for?
Yeah, I've definitely fallen for my fair share of ads that promised the moon and delivered. Well, let's just say I'm still waiting for my lunar landing. What are the signs that a program or course is more about making someone else rich than helping me?
One of the biggest red flags is well, any program that guarantees a certain income in a like ridiculously short amount of time. It's like promising you'll win the lottery if you just buy enough tickets. The odds are never really in your favor, and the only guaranteed winner is the person selling the dream.
Okay, good point. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. What else should I be on the lookout for?
Another red flag is any program that focuses on just making money. Like it doesn't talk about the value you're giving to your audience or your customers. It's like selling empty boxes. They might look shiny on the outside, but there's nothing of substance inside.
Right. A real lasting business is built on offering something that's actually valuable, whether it's, entertainment, education, inspiration, or even just a good laugh.
Exactly. And if a program or course doesn't get that, well, it's probably not a legitimate opportunity. It's just another digital illusion designed to, prey on that desire for quick, easy riches.
So do your research, question everything, and be skeptical of those promises that sound, well, too good to be true.
And remember, building a successful online business, whether it's through Kindle publishing, YouTube, or anything else, it takes time, effort, and a willingness to learn and to adapt. There are no shortcuts, but the rewards of creating something valuable, connecting with an audience, and achieving financial independence, those are worth it.
That's a great takeaway as we wrap up part one of our deep dive. We've unpacked the complexities of Kindle publishing and YouTube, busted some myths, and highlighted the importance of choosing a path that aligns with your values and passions.
And in part two, we'll dive into even more tips and strategies for success in the online business world, as well as, explore how this whole entrepreneurial journey can actually lead to some pretty amazing personal growth. Welcome back to our deep dive. Before we took a break, we were talking about, aligning your online business with your passions. And speaking of passion, this video really gets into a couple of specific business models that just might make your entrepreneurial heart sing.
Okay, I'm ready. Hopefully my bank account will be singing too by the end of this. Let's start with Kindle publishing. Last time we talked about how anyone, even someone whose culinary expertise is limited to like microwaving ramen, can become a published author, all thanks to Amazon KDP. But how does this like magical platform actually work?
Well, picture this. It's like this self-service publishing wonderland. You're the author, you're the editor, you're the cover designer, you're the marketing like maestro, all rolled into one. You write your masterpiece, whether it's a romance novel, a guide to underwater basket weaving, or, that pinch of love cookbook we talked about.
Don't forget the cat-themed gladiator photo series I'm working on.
Of course, of course. So once you've got your masterpiece ready, you just create an account on KDP, format your manuscript, which thankfully is way easier than like deciphering ancient hieroglyphics, and then, you design a cover that would make Picasso jealous and upload the whole thing with like just a click.
Wait, so it's really that simple?
Yeah.
No need to schmooze with literary agents, no soul-crushing rejection letters, no like sacrificing my firstborn to the publishing gods.
Exactly. Amazon takes care of everything else. They convert your manuscript into an ebook, distribute it to like millions of readers worldwide. They even print physical copies, if someone still likes that old school paper and ink experience.
Wow. It's like having a personal publishing genie. Grants all your literary wishes. No 3 wishes limit. But, okay, what about marketing? How do I, get my book noticed in this giant sea of digital titles? Should I hire a skywriter? Rent a billboard in Times Square? Dress my cats up as, like, book-loving pirates and parade them through the streets?
While those are all fantastic ideas, the video suggests a a more modern approach, less chaotic. They talk about using social media, specifically TikTok.
Wait, TikTok? The place where teenagers do all those dances and cats fall into bathtubs. How am I going to market a book there? Should I, like, make my characters dance, film myself reading the climax dramatically while balancing a stack of books on my head?
Now you're getting it. It's all about creativity, finding ways to engage your target audience. Think book trailers, behind the scenes sneak peeks of your writing process, or even, hilarious skits with your gladiator cats reenacting scenes from your book.
Okay, I can see it now. Mel Mayo and Catliot coming soon to a TikTok near you. But all jokes aside, can you actually make a living from Kindle publishing? Or is it just a fun side hustle for aspiring authors who really love ramen noodles?
Well, the video, it presents a scenario. It might make you rethink those ramen noodle dinners. Imagine this. You price your book at $9.99, a pretty reasonable price, right? And you manage to sell, say, 100 copies each month. That's like finding a $10 bill on the sidewalk every single day.
Okay, now you're talking my language.
Okay.
But, after Amazon takes their cut, how much do I actually get to keep?
After the digital overlords get their share, you'd be left with about $350 each month. Now imagine, multiplying that by 2 books, 5 books, 10 books. Suddenly those ramen noodle dinners are looking a lot more gourmet.
So it's not just about writing a good book. It's about treating your writing like a business, building an audience, marketing your work, being an entrepreneur.
Exactly. Kindle publishing is, well, it's a great option for aspiring authors. For anyone who's willing to put in the work, embrace that entrepreneurial spirit, and maybe even recruit a few feline muses for inspiration.
Okay, so we've covered the ins and outs of Kindle publishing. Let's switch gears and dive into the world of YouTube, where, views equal dollars, subscribers are the currency of online fame. I've always been curious about YouTube, but it's so vast, so competitive, so full of, so full of cat videos. How do you even, begin to stand out and actually make money from it?
YouTube. It's like the digital coliseum, right? Where creators are battling it out for attention, for engagement, for those advertising dollars. But don't worry, this video, it gives you a roadmap for this chaotic landscape.
Okay, lead the way. I'm ready to trade in my gladiator cats for a YouTube empire. But first, can we talk about those metrics, the ones that seem to determine success on YouTube? We touched on CPM and RPM earlier, but I could use a refresher.
Sure. So imagine CPM, that's cost per mil, as the price advertisers are willing to pay to show their ads to 1,000 people watching your videos. It's basically like a measure of your channel's earning potential, but it's not the whole story.
So it's like the sticker price on a car. It gives you an idea, but the final price, well, it depends on, negotiations, add-ons, and how well you can haggle. What about RPM? Where does that fit in?
RPM, or revenue per mil, that's the actual money you get to keep after YouTube takes their cut. It's like your net profit, after all those platform fees.
Okay, got it. CPM is the gross income, RPM is the net income.
Yeah.
But what actually affects those numbers? Is it just views? Or is there some secret formula that only, the YouTube Illuminati know about?
Well, no secret handshake or hidden vault of knowledge, but, there are definitely things you can do to boost both your CPM and RPM. And it all starts with understanding your audience.
So it's not just about making any old video. It's about making videos that speak to the right people, the ones who are going to stick around, subscribe, maybe even buy, merch, Team Gladiator cat t-shirts, anyone.
Exactly. Knowing your niche, what they're into, and making content that caters to them is, well, it's super important if you want an engaged audience. That's the kind of audience that advertisers will pay good money to reach.
Okay, audience is key. Got it. But what about the videos themselves? Are there, certain types that do better than others? Should I be making, I don't know, cinematic masterpieces? Hilarious cat skits? Educational deep dives like this one?
There isn't a one-size-fits-all answer.
Yeah.
But the video does stress the importance of high-quality content, the kind that's engaging, that keeps people coming back for more. It's like, think of it like you're offering a digital buffet, little something for everyone, but with your own unique style and flavor.
Okay, so a bit of everything, but with my own personality sprinkled in.
Yeah.
And of course, a generous helping of those gladiator cats.
Well, exactly. But, with so much content being uploaded every second on YouTube, how do you make sure your videos don't just disappear?
It's easy to get lost in the digital sea of content.
Right. And that's where optimization comes in. Understanding how that YouTube algorithm works, using relevant keywords, writing catchy titles and descriptions, even those those thumbnails,
Yeah.
those tiny images can make a huge difference.
So it's like a strategic game of digital chess, right?
Hmm.
Every move you make affects how your content gets discovered and ranked.
You got it. It's about knowing the rules, anticipating your opponent's moves, the algorithm, and then outsmarting it with your creativity, with your strategy.
Okay, I'm starting to feel like a digital warrior, armed with knowledge, ready to conquer the YouTube arena. But being real, building a successful YouTube channel takes more than just strategic thinking and cat videos, right?
Right. It takes consistency, persistence, and a willingness to adapt, to evolve as the platform changes. It's about treating your channel like a real business, analyzing data, experimenting with different formats, and always, putting your audience first.
So it's a marathon, not a sprint. A journey,
Yeah.
ups and downs, triumphs, and viral cat videos. And, well, some cat videos that don't quite make it to viral stardom. Not every video can be a winner.
You got it. But every step, every video, every lesson, it's all part of that journey. It's part of what shapes you, as a creator, as an entrepreneur.
This is starting to sound a lot less like get rich quick and a lot more like get good and then get going, which honestly feels a lot more sustainable and a lot less like a recipe for burnout. But before we get too deep into the philosophy of it all, let's circle back to those get rich quick schemes that seem to like pop up everywhere online.
Oh, yeah, those digital sirens luring in unsuspecting dreamers with promises of instant wealth, overnight success. But as we've seen, the reality of building an online business that actually lasts is a bit more, well, nuanced than that.
Totally. It's like comparing a microwave dinner to a gourmet feast. Sure, the microwave is quick and easy, but it just doesn't have the depth, the flavor, the satisfaction of something that's been carefully crafted.
And just like those tempting but ultimately disappointing microwave dinners, those get-rich-quick schemes, well, they often leave you feeling empty, frustrated, maybe even, a little scammed. So how can our listeners avoid falling into those traps? Like, what red flags should they watch out for?
Yeah, I've clicked on my fair share of ads that promised me the world and delivered. Well, let's just say I'm still waiting on that lunar landing. What are the signs that a program is more about making the person selling it rich and not about helping me?
One of the biggest red flags is any program that guarantees you a specific income in a super short amount of time. It's like saying you'll win the lottery if you just buy enough tickets. The odds aren't really in your favor, and the only guaranteed winner is the person selling those tickets.
Okay. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. What else should I be wary of?
Another red flag is any program that just focuses on the money, on making money. It doesn't talk about the value you're providing to your audience, to your customers. It's like selling empty boxes. They might look fancy, but there's nothing inside.
Right. A real business, a business that lasts, it's built on offering something that's actually valuable, whether it's entertainment, education, or even, just a good laugh.
Exactly. If a program or course doesn't get that, well, it's probably not legit. It's just another one of those digital illusions, designed to take advantage of that desire for quick, easy money.
So do your research, question everything, and be skeptical of those promises that sound, well, too good to be true.
And remember, building a successful online business, whether it's Kindle publishing, YouTube, or anything else, it takes time, effort, and a willingness to learn and adapt. There are no shortcuts, but the rewards of creating something valuable, connecting with an audience, and achieving that financial independence, well, those are worth it.
That's a great point. As we wrap up part 2 of our deep dive, we've explored the world of Kindle publishing and YouTube, busted some myths, and talked about the importance of choosing a path that really aligns with you, with your values and passions.
And in part 3, we'll get into even more tips and strategies for online business success. And we'll also explore how this whole entrepreneurial journey can actually lead to some pretty amazing personal growth.
All right, welcome back to our deep dive. We're in the final stretch now, the last leg of our quest for online enlightenment. We've battled those digital dragons, we've debunked those mythical shortcuts, and we've explored those exciting but kind of treacherous worlds of Kindle publishing and YouTube.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up, before we emerge from this deep dive all transformed and ready to conquer the digital world, there's one more thing we need to talk about: the mindset, the inner game, the psychological steel that separates those who just, dream about online success from those who actually achieve it.
Oh yeah, that mental game is so important, but it often gets overlooked. You need that mental toughness, that resilience. You got to be able to weather those storms of, doubt, frustration, and those moments where you wonder if it's all even worth it.
It's not just about having a great idea or even, mastering all those technical skills, right? It's about having the right attitude, the mental toughness to get through those tough times. Like when, I don't know, when the algorithm's working against you, your cat refuses to cooperate for your latest video, and your bank account is still stuck in ramen noodle mode.
Exactly. You have to embrace the entrepreneurial journey, all the ups and downs, all the twists and turns. It's a process of growth, learning, self-discovery. It's about understanding that those setbacks, those aren't failures. They're just opportunities to refine your strategies, to get stronger, to come out the other side even better than before.
Okay, that sounds really inspiring. But how do you actually like develop this mental steel? Is there some gym for entrepreneurs where we can like lift weights of resilience and do squats of self-belief?
Well, a gym for entrepreneurs, that's an interesting idea. But, the video suggests a more practical training ground. It's all around us, actually. It's in the challenges we face, the goals we set, the lessons we learn along the way.
So it's about embracing those pinch of love moments,
Yeah.
even when they're like disguised as frustrating setbacks or obstacles. It's about reframing those challenges as opportunities to learn, to adapt, to ultimately become like better, stronger, more resilient versions of ourselves.
You got it. It's about understanding that, the road to success, it's rarely a straight line. It's more like a winding mountain road. You get those breathtaking views, but there are also those treacherous turns, those moments of pure terror, those moments of exhilaration. But it's the journey, the ups and downs, the lessons you learn, the personal growth. That's what makes reaching the destination so rewarding.
Okay, I'm seeing the bigger picture now, but let's maybe get a little more specific. The video talks about the importance of setting those clear income goals, and I'm all about setting goals, but sometimes they feel, I don't know, they feel more like wishful thinking than actual milestones that I can actually reach. How do you make sure your goals are more than just like empty promises?
Well, that's where SMART goals come in. It's not just about, setting any goal. It's about setting goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. It's about taking those vague desires, I want to make $1 million online, and turning them into concrete steps, actionable steps that can actually get you where you want to go.
Okay, I love this SMART goals thing. It's like having a GPS for my entrepreneurial journey, guiding me step by step. But what happens when, I don't know, when the road gets bumpy, when those detours pop up, or when you hit a roadblock? How do you stay motivated? How do you keep going?
That's where delegation comes in. As your online business grows, it gets harder and harder to do it all yourself. It's like trying to juggle a dozen flaming torches while riding a unicycle. Impressive, but well, not really sustainable in the long run.
Okay, that is a visual I won't soon forget. But
Yeah.
seriously, how does delegation play into this whole entrepreneurial mindset?
Delegation is about recognizing that you don't have to be a superhero. You don't have to do everything yourself. It's about bringing other people in, leveraging their skills, their expertise. You build a team you trust who can help you navigate all the complexities of running a business online, and that frees you up to focus on the things you're really good at.
So it's about letting go of that I have to do it all myself mentality, embracing collaboration, realizing that asking for help isn't a weakness. It's actually a smart move, one that can help you grow and become more successful.
Exactly. It's like taking your solo act and turning it into an ensemble performance, where everyone has a role to play in creating something amazing.
This is making me realize that online entrepreneurship, it's not just about making money. It's about growing as a person, pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, seeing those challenges as opportunities to learn, to evolve.
And that's, maybe the most valuable lesson of all. The skills you build, the mindset, the resilience you develop during this journey, it'll help you in all parts of your life, not just your business.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a challenge, an invitation to start your own entrepreneurial adventure. Take the knowledge we've talked about, the inspiration, that mental steel we've been forging together, and go out there and create something awesome.
Yeah, go out there and build a business that brings you joy. Connect with an audience that inspires you. Embrace that incredible power of online entrepreneurship.
And remember, even if you stumble, even if you run into setbacks, even if those cat videos don't go viral overnight, the journey is worth it. Keep learning, keep growing, keep creating. And who knows, maybe someday we'll be featuring your success story on a future deep dive.